Whitney Dean faces unexpected labor on EastEnders amidst wedding preparations, unveiling tensions with Bianca and Lauren. Nugget Galati gets entangled in Denzel's steroid ordeal. Nadine Keller's baby deception unravels with Stevie's arrival. Lorraine Stanley announces new stage role. Yolande and Patrick confront Pastor Clayton's abuse aftermath in a poignant two-hander. Dramatic labor scenes for Whitney Dean are revealed on EastEnders. Whitney Dean's unexpected labor is set to feature in a dramatic scene on EastEnders next week. The plot begins with Whitney and Zach Hudson's wedding preparations. Troubled Brittany Wainwright is enlisted by Bianca to assist her barter with market vendors to get some items for the big day, but the child ends up stealing the stuff. Whitney is ecstatic when Bianca and Brittany show her what they've accomplished, blissfully unaware that Brittany is back to her old antics. While Whitney tries on her wedding gown, Bianca and Brittany stay with her. However, the heartwarming moments end when Brittany tells what she's been up to. Enraged that Bianca permitted Brittany to pilfer on her account, Whitney strips Bianca of her maid of honor title and commands Bianca's permanent exclusion from her life. Later, Lauren rescues Whitney by locating a hen costume for her to wear. Lauren is taken aback when Whitney asks Lauren to be the maid of honor. Lauren tries not to show her fear and accepts her one-night fling with Zach, but she feels guilty about it. Bianca takes offense when Whitney expresses that she isn't in the mood to forget and forgive as their stand-do begins. Bianca's jealousy overcomes her when she hears Whitney say that Lauren is a saint. Although at first Bianca didn't inform Whitney about Lauren and Zach's adultery, Bianca now threatens to do so unless Lauren tells the truth, or Bianca will. Lauren tries to tell Whitney about her misgivings about Zach as the pressure on her to come clean grows, but she is unable to face the reality. Whitney isn't overly impressed with Lauren after the talk, though. Penny locks the two of them in the taco van until they sort things out in an attempt to mediate the conflict between them. Whitney's waters break as Lauren musters the guts to tell her the truth. Whitney and Lauren are trapped, their screams for assistance go unanswered, and Whitney starts to fear as she goes into labor. Will Whitney's pregnancy turn out all right? Nugget Galati of EastEnders will be included in the steroids narrative. Next week, as Denzel Dane's continuing drama about his dependence on steroids unfolds, EastEnder Nugget Galati will be enticed to take steroids. The main plot began a few weeks ago when Denzel tried using anabolic steroids to gain confidence after experiencing issues with his body image. Amy Mitchell is envious of Denzel's new bond with influencer Ebony. At the beginning of the week, Amy decides she's ready to go farther with Denzel and spend the night with him as a result of the circumstances. Penny, Amy's sister, is worried and advises her not to make a decision until she is certain, but Amy is adamant. After she leaves Denzel's party, the two go upstairs. Amy tries to cheer Denzel up when he starts having issues because of his steroid use. But when he becomes irritated, Denzel accidentally offends Amy. When Nugget eventually catches up with Amy, he misinterprets the circumstances and tries to kiss her. Amy is even more distressed by the encounter, and Penny notices something is off as soon as she gets home. After Amy tells everyone, Penny says she should make Nugget and Denzel answer for their deeds, but she thinks that having a conversation with them is the best course of action. In the meantime, Nugget pretends to Denzel that Amy kissed him in an attempt to hide his guilt. Feeling that Amy is guilty, Denzel ends their relationship. Afterwards, Amy follows up with Nugget and tells him some harsh realities about his actions, which puts him in his place. After an unsettling encounter with Ebony at the boxing gym and a subsequent altercation with Penny, Nugget is left to reassess his relationships with his buddies. Nugget looks to Denzel for support as he's feeling down. Erroneously believing that steroids will solve his issues, he pleads with Denzel to provide him some. When will Nugget begin using steroids? Nadine Keller of EastEnders was exposed in a recent iPlayer episode. The most recent episode of EastEnders uncovered Nadine Keller's massive baby deception. Jay Brown's life was completely turned upside down recently by Nadine, who reconnected with him and said she was expecting his child. Jay was first hesitant to assist Nadine financially, but he ultimately warmed up to the notion of having a kid with her. But as time went on, it became evident that Nadine had faked her pregnancy in order to escape financial pressure from an unknown woman named Olivia. Billy's estranged father, Stevie, arrived on Wednesday, which caused Nadine's scheme to unravel. The episode can be seen on BBC iPlayer. Billy was incensed when Stevie showed up at his house without warning and told him to leave right away. Billy resisted Honey and Lexi's attempts to persuade him to give Stevie a chance, insisting he didn't want to know. When Lexi surreptitiously sought his assistance with Jay, who was not buying her story that she had witnessed Nadine consuming alcohol, Stevie was able to find a means to strengthen his relationship with the family. After seeing Nadine's covert meeting with Olivia, Stevie pushed her to get a DNA test and later became wary of her actions. Nadine started moving her fake baby belly awkwardly after seeing Olivia again, not realizing Stevie was observing. After realizing she had been exposed, Nadine offered Stevie hush money before they all went to the Vic to patch things up with Billy, Jay, and Lexi. Billy and Phil insisted that Stevie was bad news, thus things at the pub didn't go as Stevie had hoped. Feeling frustrated, Stevie furiously revealed Nadine's fictitious baby bulge to the whole family, including Jay. After the episode ends, Lorraine Stanley of EastEnders announces another new role. After leaving the BBC One serial opera EastEnders, Lorraine Stanley has announced that she will be taking on a new role. Karen Taylor, played by Lorraine, moved out of Albert Square last year and is set to star in a feature film. Now, she's made public a new on-stage endeavor. Later in the year, the actor will portray Queen Rat in a Dick Whittington pantomime in Portsmouth, which runs from the end of November to New Year's Eve. I'm very excited about this. It's going to be awesome to see Panto in my hometown with my old friend Jack Edwards, she posted on Instagram. Ratty is coming to play King's Theatre. Get your tickets early and I'll see you after the show. Tickets start at £10 and can be purchased right now. There will be a date for a laid-back performance in addition to a British Sign Language performance. She will be starring in the previously stated feature film, Departures, which also stars a number of prominent soap opera performers, such as David Tagg from Hollyoaks, Liam Boyle from Emmerdale, and Ollie Rhodes from Waterloo Road. Despite leaving Walford, Lorraine's character Karen made a brief return this year to further the plot surrounding her son Keanu's death at the hands of the Six. Lorraine is expected to return to the soap opera in future scenes after Keanu's body was discovered. Understand that this will only be a temporary comeback. Digital Spy. Yolanda's decision is shown on EastEnders in a sad two-hander. The most recent two-hander episode of EastEnders, starring Patrick, Rudolph Walker, and Yolande, Angela Winter, aired. When Patrick eventually learned that cruel Pastor Clayton, Howard Sadler, had killed his beloved Yolande, the two of them went through a painful process of coming to terms with the information. Yolande sought Elaine, Harriet Thorpe, for assistance in breaking the news to Patrick because she was unable to tell him about the abuse. Enraged, Patrick declared he was going to face the preacher. Yolande stopped him as he was about to rush onto the street and brought him back inside. He wondered if Yolande had known exactly what the pastor wanted and had turned her head to impress him, which was a horrifying, and incorrect, realization. Yolande bemoaned the absence of consent education for elderly women in a moving monologue in which she asserted that she had no involvement whatsoever in the pastor's repulsive aspirations. After realizing his mistakes, Patrick vowed to stick by his girlfriend and even hinted that they would leave the nation together, with her possibly moving to Trinidad to escape her trauma in Walford. Yolande, however, remained steadfast. Clayton should be the one to go, not them. Yolande firmly stated that while she would talk to the church about the pastor, she would not be reporting the incident to the police. Yolande and Patrick were stronger than ever as they sat in each other's arms on the sofa as the touching episode came to a conclusion. Will Yolande exact her retribution? Please subscribe our channel.